All right, so here we are. Transmission and motor are together. It's a new process that was rebuilt. All the bell housing bolts are in. We have maybe an inch of space on the firewall. I ordered a bracket for the Z-bar, for the clutch. We got to figure that out too, because we might have to modify what we paid for. Then come to find out, the clamshells do not work with the Dirty Dingo. Paying the $300 for this Dirty Dingo kit and it not coming with any instructions, and not a whole lot of information, it would have been nice to know that we needed a certain upper bracket motor mount. So instead of doing the clamshell like I thought it was, because it uses the square body motor mount, it looks like a hard mount that slides. So we got to order those to get the cross member in. But when it's all done and said, it will be pretty slick. It'll be killer. I'm excited for it. And then we got to cut the exhaust pipes back. It's got 2-inch that was fairly new that we want to reuse, even though that the headers are 3-inch, something like that. So we'll have to figure that out when we get there as well. And that's where we're at on this. Is waiting on motor mounts. Now you don't see too many guys doing the swaps into these K20s, these older ones. You mostly see them in square bodies, so can't really find much information, videos. I'm sure you could find some forums, but I didn't really feel like looking. I don't know why no one's videoing or talking about this setup on this chassis. You have the guys on YouTube that are doing, they'll do a montage of photos and a small bit of video, but they don't really go into depth on any of this kind of stuff. So we're kind of shooting at the hip, trying to figure out all this stuff ourselves. And slowly but surely, this will be the hardest part. Once we get the motor in, we're going to dry fire it. No exhaust, just going to throw the carb on it and then run it for a few minutes just to make sure it sounds good. And then after that, it'll be just bolting on headers, figuring out the exhaust, like I said. I got some square tubing to punch some holes through so I can run the LS style radiator, because they do this weird nipple thing on the bottom. So a little square tubing will fix that with a new rubber. And then bolt the fan, modify the core support for the AC lines and stuff. Which I still got to finish sanding that box down too. Hoping with those Dirty Dingo motor mounts as well, because they slide back and forth, that'll give us the room for the AC to bolt in. We might have to do a little trimming to the frame to fit that in. And then it'll have much newer AC and heat. We ordered a new heater core. This is the modification I had to do to the original box and the firewall to fit the newer style heat in. It's still enclosed, so I'm not worried about it. I might pull the box off and refiberglass it to square it in, but I'm not going to really worry about it too much. It works. It's not going to do, it's going to do what I want it to do, so I'll just leave it at that on that. And then on the power steering, these do go right into the square bodies, usually, but I tried on this. I'm going to have to cut that end and put a new end on it and use the factory low pressure and bend these lines around, because it's riding in the frame. that's where we're at right now. Thanks for watching.